Usually the audience for the song contest actually doubles in its last hour. And ironically, the voting has always proved more popular than the songs themselves.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, you have met the artists, and here on this giant scoreboard beside
In the
me,
early days of the contest, the very idea that countries all over Europe would be able to vote on the same night for the same songs they had all seen performed live on their TV screens seemed an astonishing technological ambition.
Song of 1960.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come.
Now is the moment when we find out who voted for which song.
The voting procedure will be obvious as soon as we start.
We're going to call now each national jury
In turn.
Each jury is made up of 10 members.
Just normal people like you and me. And their chairman will give us their votes.
It's the same procedure as last year, it's the same procedure as every year.
In fact, there have been many changes in the ways that votes are given. Different kinds of juries, different kinds of technology. But some of the contest's features have proved immune to change. Chief of these is that infernal machine they call the scoreboard.
And now it's time for Jerusalem, Israel. Are you there? Israel? Erev Tov?
Hello, Stockholm, Jerusalem calling.
You're fine.
And here is the results of the Israeli jury.
Yes, please. Could we have them, please?
This is the microphone check from Jerusalem. Can you hear me?
You're hardly. I try
from
to.
Jerusalem.
I try.
Can you hear me?
Yes, slightly, but I can.
Hello?
Yes, come on, Jerusalem. I think I hear you.
This is Jerusalem calling. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, Jerusalem.
Hello, Stockholm. Jerusalem calling.
Yes,
Do you
Jerusalem.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Here are the results of the Israeli jury.
Thank you.
I think all the votes are in, but they're not quite up. Right. Hello? I see. I'm very sorry. Right. I'm afraid I shall have to ask Monaco to come back onto the line because they gave one vote too much. So, may I have the votes back? Yes, the suspension is absolutely terrible. May I have the votes of Monaco back, please?
I'm calling United Kingdom. Good night, London. No, good evening, London.
Good morning, Luxembourg.
Good morning.
Easy, London.
Now it looks very exciting here. Netherlands and United Kingdom are on the same number. 90, that is exciting.
Finland, 3 points.
Switzerland,
Finland.
4 points.
Excuse me, could you just hold on for one moment, please? Finlande, 3 points. And now the next one.
Germany, 5 points.
Germany, 5 points. Allemagne, 5 points.
No, please.
Denmark,
No, please,
Sorry,
don't go on.
points.
To which are you giving 4 points, please?
Could you repeat the country you're giving 4 points to, please?
Netherlands, 7 points.
Hello, Jerusalem. Could we go back to the fourth, to whom you're giving 4 points to, please?
4 points to Switzerland.
Thank you.
Merci bien, bonsoir.
I wonder, could you stop just a moment, please? We're out of order with the board.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Brown, it will just take 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope our technical disorder, will get in order in a few seconds.
Would you mark 15 votes for France, please? 15 votes for France.
Well, as the situation is now, Great Britain is leading, and then the second country would be Luxembourg, as far as I can see.
Can you mark the 15 votes for France, please? It's still showing 5 votes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's 16. France would be the second, and Luxembourg the... No?
15 votes. Thank you very much. I think we'll continue with the vote.
I can't see the board very well from here. All right, then we go on to Yugoslavia, maybe.
France, 4 votes.
France, 4 votes. France, 4 votes.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid. Could I interrupt again, please?
I'm so sorry, Yugoslavia. Attendez, s'il vous plaît. Un second, s'il vous plaît.
I'm so sorry. Could we stop for a little correction to the board again? Ireland should be 22, please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Meine Damen und Herren, der Sieger beim Song Contest 1967 in Wien.
Still waiting for the Irish vote.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm calling Ireland.
Good evening, Vienna. This is Dublin.
Yes, that was Gayburn talking.
Could we have your votes, please?
I thought we were going to be left out.
I'm so sorry.
Rock and Roll Kids was the third of Ireland's successive Eurovision wins. Written by Brendan Graham and sung by Paul Harrington and Charlie McGettigan. It won more votes than any previous Irish entry, yet some feel it did not get the recognition it deserved.
The interval act, which was Riverdance, overshadowed our third win, and Bill Whelan's single version of the Riverdance theme tune was #1 for, from what I remember, between 18 and 20 weeks. That's where it stayed at the top of the charts, putting Rock and Roll Kids in the shade.
We were the rock and roll kids. Rock and roll was all we did. And listening to those songs on the radio.
And it was a great song, and they were lovely guys, and you know, there was a strange bitterness afterwards, and it shouldn't have eclipsed it, because I think it was a great night for Ireland all around. And yeah, that part of it was a shame, because you know, it's a label that's stuck with Eurovision of that year forever. Nobody remembers the song, and that's a horrible thing.
Mary's down at the record store. They don't want to be around us no more.
People have said that Riverdance won the Eurovision in 1994, and I suppose there is an element of truth in that. Was the song, were the singers, were the writers overshadowed? Undoubtedly, but what made the big impact, not only in the traditional sort of Eurovision nations, the countries that habitually participate and watch, but throughout the world, in North America and wherever, was Riverdance.
1997. The Voice was also written by Brendan Graham, sung by Emer Quinn. It was the last time that Ireland won the contest.
She's the forgotten heroine of the Eurovision, isn't she? Because nobody can remember the song. I think she sort of, because she came at the end of that mad winning streak that we had, by then people just really didn't want to win it anymore. We were very much at that stage, you know, will someone rid us of this turbulent contest? And after Emer, we were well rid of it.
I am the voice in the fields when the summer's gone, the dance of the leaves when the autumn winds blow.
I think it's okay for us to be cynical now. I think we won Eurovision at a time when we won nothing else. I mean, we're totally blasé now about Ireland winning things. I mean, Bono was off there recently winning 4 Grammys. Sonia wins a bronze in the Olympics. The Corrs win, you know, Brits for being the smallest group in the whole world, or something like that. But we're winning, winning, winning all the time. Back in the old 70s and 80s, we won nothing, for God's sake. We were a depressed nation. It brought a bit of colour and drama and light and self-pride to our nation. I really do believe that. It was fun, and it was great to win, and I think actually we'd be glad to win again.
I think it's been great for Ireland. I'm sure there's some financial controllers in RTE who were tearing their hair out every time we won, because I'm sure it was very expensive to put on. But I think it's great. Anything that draws attention to music in Ireland, I personally, as a musician, am delighted about, because it makes people look at us in a different way, you know, as people who are actually capable of winning competitions and writing songs and performing well on the TV and stuff. So I think it's great.
Brussels 1987, and Johnny Logan becomes the only singer to win the contest twice.
Logan was born with an extraordinary gift, and he managed when he was quite young to find out what that thing was. But unfortunately, it was a gift for being really good at the Eurovision. It was a talent he couldn't take anywhere else.
Johnny Logan's win in 1980 was almost like a return to what Dana had done in many ways. Tremendous simplicity in the song, tremendous simplicity in the lyric, and absolute engagement with the sentiment by the singer.
And after Johnny won the 1980 Eurovision with Shea Healy's song, he came back to a bitter legal dispute over his management, which dragged on for months. Although his Eurovision song was a big hit all over Europe, the momentum of his victory had been broken.
He did seem to have pretty bad luck afterwards, didn't he? His career kind of took a bit of a dip.
7 years later, he was back where he had started, playing at the rougher end of Ireland's cabaret circuit. Without a record deal, demoralised and heavily in debt, he entered the song contest for a second time.
Close your eyes, pretend it's just the two.
He knew that no Eurovision winner had ever come back to win again. But he had a new song, and this time it was one that he had written himself.
Touch me the way you used to do. I know tonight could be all I'll have with you. From now on, you'll be with someone else instead of me. So tonight, let's fill this memory. For the last time, hold me now. Don't cry, don't say a word, just hold me now. And try to understand that.
He showed absolutely extraordinary guts to come back and try and do it again, to write his own song and to try and win the Eurovision again. And I remember seeing him on that night, stepping onto the stage, and he was like one of these old, you know, heavyweight boxers, you know, who's just getting up there and just saying, one more time, I'm just going to show them what I can do.
And this was the moment of truth for Johnny. The verdict would come a few hours later.
Johnny Logan is looking and singing better than ever and represents Ireland in this year's Eurovision Song Contest with his own ballad, Hold Me Now.
Don't close your heart to how you feel. Dream, and don't be afraid the dream's not real. Close your eyes, pretend it's just the two of us again. Make believe this moment's here to stay. Touch.
I think for Johnny to do it again is a huge thing. For anybody to do it again, especially if you've won. And he's written the song. And I think when you write a song, you expose yourself twice in the sense of you're performing it and you've written it. So you're not relying on being able to say, well, it was the way somebody wrote it or whatever. You are exposing yourself twice.
For the last time, hold me now. Don't cry, don't say a word, just hold me now. And I will know though we're apart, we'll always be together.
It must have been phenomenal for Johnny to sit there with the votes and, you know, to watch it, knowing that really he couldn't get away with less than winning it because the expectation would be so high.
Cyprus, 2 points.
Cyprus, 2 points.
coming back to do it again 6 years later, I think was genuinely an incredibly brave thing to do, because it is very, very hard to pick yourself back up after people say bad things about you, and to come back and do it so well, I think fair play to him.
12 points for Ireland. Irlande, 12 points.
That completes the vote.